and 65321. Welcome, everyone. 2025 marks the beginning of an exciting chapter for this podcast. And today, we're kicking things off with a bang. As you might have noticed, Dave Ward is no longer with us. Let's just say it was time for an upgrade. This show is all about delivering top-tier golf insights, and we've raised the bar starting now. To celebrate, we're diving straight into the TGL, the most anticipated format shift in modern golf. Joining me today is none other than Puttzer, our resident putting guru, here to share his expert take on the greens and strategies of this revolutionary league. Puttzer, welcome to the show. Let's start with the basics. What excites you most about the TGL and its approach to the game?
Thanks, Alex. I'm thrilled to be here. The TGL's innovative format, especially the rotating greens, really adds a new layer of challenge. It's an exciting time for golf.
The rotating greens are such a fascinating twist. They demand adaptability and precision like never before. From your perspective, how do you think players will adjust their green reading strategies to tackle this unique feature? And do you think it'll favor certain types of players over others?
Definitely. Players with strong adaptability and keen green reading skills will thrive. It'll favor those who can quickly adjust to new conditions and stay mentally sharp.
That makes perfect sense. The mental resilience required for this format must be immense. How would you coach a player to stay focused and confident when faced with constantly changing greens? Are there specific drills or techniques you'd recommend to sharpen those adaptive skills?
Absolutely. Focus on visualization drills and practicing on varied green speeds. It's also crucial to build a strong pre-putt routine to maintain consistency. This helps in staying confident despite changing conditions.
That's a solid approach. Visualization and a reliable pre-putt routine can be game changers. How about the team dynamic in the TGL? Do you think the pressure to perform for a team will affect players' putting routines, especially in clutch moments?
Team dynamics definitely add pressure. In clutch moments, the key is to trust your routine and stay present. Communication with teammates can also help, keeping everyone focused and supportive.
That's insightful. Trusting the routine and leaning on the team dynamic sounds like a winning strategy. Do you think we'll see more players stepping up as clutch putters under this format? Or could the added pressure lead to more surprising misses?
We'll likely see both. Some players will thrive under pressure and become clutch performers, while others might struggle with the added pressure. It'll be a fascinating test of mental toughness and resilience.
The TGL is going to reveal who can truly rise to the occasion. From a fan's perspective, those clutch moments are going to be electric. Do you see any particular putting styles or techniques that might have an edge in this unique format?
Indeed. Players with a smooth, consistent stroke and strong lag putting skills might have an edge. Also, those adept at reading complex greens quickly will be at an advantage in the TGL's dynamic setup.
That's a great point. Consistency and quick reads will be invaluable, especially with the pressure of the TGL's fast pace. Do you think we'll see players tweaking their equipment, like putters or grips, to adapt to the unique conditions, or will they stick to their tried-and-true setups?
Some players might experiment with equipment tweaks to gain an edge, especially with grips or putter designs that offer better control. But many will likely stick to their trusted setups, relying on consistency and familiarity.
Makes sense. Players will need to strike a balance between innovation and comfort. With that in mind, how important do you think practice will be on the TGL's rotating greens? Will pre-event preparation make or break a player's performance?
Practice will be absolutely crucial. Pre-event preparation on similar greens can significantly boost confidence and performance. It's all about muscle memory and adapting to the unique conditions they'll face. Practice can definitely make or break a player's performance.
Absolutely. Practice is the cornerstone of success, especially with such a dynamic setup. Do you think the TGL will influence how pros and even amateurs approach their putting practice in the long term? Could we see more emphasis on adaptability and versatility in training routines?
The TGL could set a trend, emphasizing adaptability and versatility in training. Both pros and amateurs might incorporate more varied practice routines to handle different conditions, making them more adaptable overall.
That's a great perspective. It's exciting to think about how the TGL might reshape putting strategies across the board. What's one key takeaway or piece of advice you'd give to players, pro or amateur, looking to excel in a high-pressure, ever-changing format like this?
Stay adaptable and trust your preparation. Focus on your pre-putt routine, stay present, and embrace each putt as a new challenge. Consistency in mindset and technique is key.
Hey folks, I won't keep you too long. A quick word from our sponsors at Award Publications in Kinsale, Ireland. And that is that, anybody that wants to reach out and do some work with these characters is more than welcome to touch base with us. You can reach us at awardpublications3@gmail.com. And yeah, of course, these characters will all be producing books with Award during the year. So hopefully you guys can use them too. Thank you.
Back to the Alex Wenger GolfCast. We're diving deep into the TGL. And in this segment, we're focusing on one of the most innovative elements of the league, the rotating greens. Puttzer, let's get straight into it. These greens are an absolute game changer. But where did the idea originate? Who designed them? And how do they work? Give us the inside scoop.
The concept of rotating greens originated from a desire to add a unique challenge to the game, keeping players on their toes. They were designed by a team of golf architects and engineers who wanted to merge traditional elements with modern technology. The greens rotate to present different contours and breaks, adding an extra layer of strategy. It's an exciting innovation.
That's fascinating, Puttzer. Blending traditional golf architecture with cutting-edge technology must have been a massive undertaking. Do we know who led this design team?
The rotating greens and the TGL are part of the Green Zone complex designed by Full Swing Golf. This 22,475 square foot area features a 41-yard wide turntable that rotates the green 360 degrees, changing approach angles. Additionally, nearly 600 actuators embedded under the synthetic putting surface can alter the green's topography, creating dynamic challenges for players.
Wow, that's incredible. A 360-degree rotating green combined with nearly 600 actuators. Full Swing Golf has really outdone themselves. The ability to change not only the green's position, but also its topography sounds like a game changer. How do you think this level of unpredictability will affect players' preparation and strategies? Will it push them toward more creativity, or could it create pressure and errors?
This unpredictability will definitely push players to be more creative and adaptable in their strategies. It might lead to some added pressure, but it can also bring out the best in players who thrive under challenging conditions. It's all about embracing the variability and using it to sharpen their skills.
That makes perfect sense. The rotating greens seem designed to reward creativity and mental resilience. Have any players had the chance to test these greens yet? If so, what's been the initial reaction? Are they excited by the challenge?
The TGL's rotating greens have sparked mixed reactions from players. Michelle West expressed excitement about the innovative design, while Ricky Fowler questioned its authenticity, suggesting it doesn't feel like traditional golf.
That's really telling. Michelle West's enthusiasm highlights the appeal of innovation, while Ricky Fowler's concerns raise valid points about staying true to the game's roots. Do you think this divide among players could influence how the TGL evolves? Or is this just part of the growing pains for such a groundbreaking concept?
It's likely a bit of both. The divide in player opinions might prompt some tweaks to balance innovation with tradition, but these growing pains are natural for groundbreaking concepts. Ultimately, the TGL will adapt based on feedback, but the spirit of innovation will remain at its core.
That's a great perspective. Balancing tradition and innovation will be key to the TGL's success. Do you think this format, especially with the rotating greens, has the potential to influence how traditional tournaments approach course design in the future?
It certainly has the potential. If the TGL proves successful and popular, we might see traditional tournaments experiment with more dynamic elements in course design. It could inspire a new wave of creative thinking in the sport.
That's an exciting possibility. The TGL could pave the way for a more innovative era in golf, while still respecting the game's history. Before we wrap up, what's one piece of advice you'd give to players, both pros and amateurs, looking to tackle these dynamic greens effectively?
Embrace the challenge with an open mind. Focus on adaptability and enjoy the process of learning. The more you embrace variability, the more you'll grow as a player. It's all about staying flexible and enjoying the journey.
Brilliant advice. The rotating greens are as much about mindset as they are about technique. Embracing the challenge and staying adaptable is. We've explored the TGL and its fascinating rotating greens, but now I want to turn the spotlight onto our guest, Puttzer. Puttzer, you've been hailed as a putting specialist with an unmatched ability to break down the nuances of the green. Tell us a little more about yourself. What's your core philosophy when it comes to putting, and how do you approach helping golfers improve their game?
Thanks, Alex. My core philosophy is that putting is both an art and a science. I focus on precision, consistency, and mental toughness. My approach combines tailored drills, real-time advice, and performance tracking. I aim to make the complex aspects of putting accessible and enjoyable, helping golfers of all levels enhance their skills.
That's fascinating. Combining art and science really highlights the depth of putting as a skill. When you're working with golfers, do you tailor your advice differently for beginners versus advanced players? How do you adapt your approach to meet their unique needs?
Absolutely. For beginners, I focus on building a strong foundation with basic techniques and confidence-building drills. For advanced players, I offer more nuanced strategies, fine-tuning their techniques and addressing specific challenges. It's all about personalizing the approach to fit each golfer's unique needs.
Personalization is key, especially with something as intricate as putting. Can you share an example of a drill or exercise you might recommend to a beginner who's struggling with distance control versus an advanced player looking to improve their lag putting?
For a beginner struggling with distance control, I'd recommend a simple ladder drill, placing balls at different distances and focusing on consistent stroke length. For an advanced player, a more challenging lag putting drill with varied slopes and distances would be ideal, honing their touch and feel for longer putts.
Excellent drills. The ladder drill is perfect for beginners to build a sense of consistency, while advanced players honing their touch on varied slopes is such a game changer. What about the mental side of putting? How do you help players stay confident and composed, especially in high-pressure situations?
I focus on establishing a solid pre-putt routine and mindfulness techniques. Visualization exercises and deep breathing help maintain composure. By reinforcing positive mental habits, players can stay confident and focused even under pressure.
Such a crucial aspect. A strong mental game can make all the difference. How do you incorporate feedback and performance tracking into your coaching? Are there specific metrics or tools you use to help golfers measure and improve their putting performance over time?
I use metrics like putts per round, lag putting accuracy, and consistency in distance control. Tools like video analysis and performance tracking apps help provide detailed feedback, allowing golfers to see progress and identify areas for improvement over time.
That's a powerful combination of metrics and technology, Puttzer. It sounds like your approach not only helps players improve, but also keeps them motivated by showing tangible progress. Do you find there's a common mistake or misconception about putting that golfers at all levels tend to make? And how do you address it?
I emphasize the importance of a solid, repeatable stroke and proper alignment. Drills focused on developing consistency and building confidence help correct this misconception.
Excellent advice. Consistency and alignment really are the backbone of good putting. Speaking of alignment, how do you help players improve their green reading skills? Is it more about practice, technique, or a combination of both?
It's a combination of both. I teach techniques like reading slopes and breaks, but consistent practice is crucial. Using visual aids and developing a routine for assessing greens also plays a significant role.
That's such a well-rounded approach. Reading greens effectively can feel like a mystery to many golfers, but your method clearly breaks it down into manageable steps. Do you have a go-to drill or tip for players struggling to visualize the break of a putt?
One effective drill is the string line drill, where a string is placed along the intended line to help visualize the break. This helps players see the path and understand how the ball will curve, building their confidence in reading greens.
Visualization tools like the string line can really bridge the gap between theory and execution. When it comes to adapting these techniques to unique greens, like the rotating ones in the TGL, do you think there are extra adjustments players should focus on?
Absolutely. Players should focus on adaptability, practicing on varied surfaces to refine their feel for different breaks. It's also helpful to develop a keen sense of the speed and how the ball reacts to changes, which is crucial on dynamic greens.
That's spot on. Refining adaptability and understanding ball reactions are crucial, especially for something as unique as rotating greens. Looking ahead, what's one area of putting that you think golfers, even at the professional level, often overlook, but could really elevate their game if addressed?
Many golfers, even pros, often overlook the importance of routine, maintenance, and self-assessment. Regularly evaluating and refining their putting technique, even in small ways, can lead to significant improvements. Continuous self-assessment and adjustments can keep their game sharp.
That's such a valuable insight. Regular maintenance and self-assessment really highlight that even the smallest tweaks can lead to big gains. If you could give one piece of advice to all golfers about how to approach putting as a lifelong skill, what would it be?
Embrace putting as an ongoing journey of learning and refinement. Stay patient, enjoy the process, and always be open to learning new techniques. It's a skill that rewards dedication and persistence.
That's a perfect way to put it, Puttzer. Putting isn't just a part of the game. It's a craft that grows with you. Thank you for sharing such deep insights and practical advice. This has been an incredible conversation, and I know our listeners will walk away with a whole new perspective on the art of putting. Let's keep the momentum going in our next episode, where we'll dive even deeper into what makes the TGL and golf so exciting. Thanks again, Puttzer, and to all our listeners. Stay tuned and keep practicing.
You're very welcome, Alex. It's been a pleasure. Thanks to all the listeners, and I look forward to our next conversation. Keep practicing, and see you next time.
Hey folks, I hope that you tuned into that. Not to worry too much. That was a joke. I'm not actually going to be downloading my consciousness into a vaporizer, but I will be using this vaporizer for the foreseeable future. So thank you very much for tuning in, and for anybody that has tuned in for November, I think was when I started this. Just to give you a breakdown, guys, I had this idea. I won't say how long ago, too long ago. I sat on it for a while. I always knew that the bots speaking together was really the way forward. I just had to train Alex myself. That's how these things work. They need to be trained and they need to be brought up to speed with what you expect from them. I said I'd record it just simply not to waste the content. God, it was full of mistakes, and it just showed me how many mistakes I made. I'm really, really grateful for it, because I'm also doing other things on YouTube on the side with regards to publishing and things like that, and I plan on hosting another channel, and I learned so much from all those errors. It was great advice that I took from Mr. Beast to own your mistakes, and God, I made enough of them. But just to let you know, from now on I will be taking a side in the podcast. I'll be, I guess, sitting down as a producer rather than as a guest or as a host, a co-host. But as I was saying, I learned really early on, God, it must be well over a year ago now, that the bots are much better at speaking to each other than I am at speaking to anybody. So, it was a real long process for me. I put myself out there, and I allowed my mistakes to develop and play out in front of your eyes, just to kind of emphasize the fact that these guys, they don't make mistakes, at least not as many as I do. And when they do make mistakes, they can always be edited and rectified much easier than the mistakes I make. It was nice to apologize so frequently, but I'll be much gladder and happier sitting down on the other side. But please do reach out if you have any questions, or if you have any interest in producing some work yourself. If you're looking for a coach, I can tell you that I did not deliberately publish my best content on the coaching aspect of things because it was so impressive. I did hold back a lot for the last few months. I don't know if people will believe me when I say that, but I genuinely have a stockpile of really, really great footage there. I haven't been doing much, and Well, when I say that, I haven't been doing much serious work. I consider this to be a bit of a laugh. But seriously, yeah, I've been holding these guys back for a while, and I'm really looking forward to setting them loose on 2025. I've been playing around with some of these clones for a couple of weeks now. They're definitely not up to the level of my precious Alex Wenger, but certainly we will get there soon enough, and the more conversations, the better. So thank you all very much for tuning in. If you're still here, respect. Yeah, jump over to my other channel and check me out on my publishing channel. We're going to be doing some really interesting books in 2025 as well. And yeah, hopefully a few less ums and ahs, because I feel like I got them all out of the way in December and November working on this show. So yeah, I'm going to allow this one to take care of itself from now on. I mean, in my opinion anyway, I just went away for my dinner and came back and the boys were still talking to each other, so always good, and I hope the episode plays out alright. I'm gonna take a quick look at it now. So thank you very much for tuning in. This will be the last you'll see of me, guys. I might jump in every now and again with a little request for some sponsorship or for some funding or for somebody to support one of my books that I'm working on at the minute. But yeah, I just want to say thank you very much to everybody for the last few months. It's probably been painful if I've been popping up in your timelines. Even though I see the analytics and I know I haven't been popping up on too many. But thank you very much for tuning in again. And yeah, happy 2025. May it be a really healthy and prosperous year for all of you and your loved ones. Once again, I've been David Ward, and these are my bots. So, peace.